Hello, everybody. Welcome to an extra late stream of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday, if it's still Saturday where you currently are. We're pushing a little bit towards Sunday here, so, yeah. Hope everybody is awake enough for this one. Hey everyone, hey Yesh, what's up? Good to see you. How was your trip? Hope it went well. Hope it was a lovely time. But yes, tonight is Saturday, today, still. So I guess we can afford to go a little bit later. Definitely will be going past midnight, where I am. So yeah, let's start without further ado, because yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired as is, so let's conserve our brain energy and begin. So, what happened last time? Well, we got an extension from the kidnapper, although we didn't get acquittal. We didn't really exactly get the guilty verdict. So he decided to be kind and lenient toward us. And yeah, we're going to yet another court session. Maya's, I don't know, location, being is under a big question mark. She tried to escape last time, and that didn't go very well. We did find where she was being held, but she wasn't around anymore when we got there. We've seen Matt Engarde's final form. He was, as a matter of fact, the guilty party that we've been trying to defend this whole time. He's the one who hired the killer, or shall I say, Shelly the killer, to do the deed, but also turns out Mr. Corrida is not entirely blameless either. Because both him and the Mr. Fresh as a Breeze reputation guy were the ones who drove Miss Impacts to suicide. What's going to happen next? Well, your guess is as good as mine, so let us begin. Trial for 1. Let's go! It was refreshing and not that hard, like other that we went in recent times. Oh, good. Anyways, back to Phoenix's nightmare. Ugh, how did I get into this mess?
That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
There he is, in his full HD glory.
I cannot allow you to go on like this.
But I'm just a simple defense attorney.
Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title.
I've had this dream before, someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today, I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. March 23rd, 9:43 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Yes, hello? Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Can you stop doing that, please? Mr. Scarface / tomato juice. Wine glass? It's a bit big for a wine glass. What's this glass again? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You'd better get Engarde a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime back and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever! Maya. Phoenix? Phoenix? Hello? Who's there? Oh, it's you. Sorry. Mia. Maya. How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere.
Is it Matt calling again?
Is that a cursed and guard again? Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it.
Sorry, Gumshoe. You're really mean, pal.
Gumshoe, I'm really sorry. Where are you?
They let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal.
Oh, he's back on the force, huh? Then you have some sort of lead.
Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy.
But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe.
Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal.
That's true, I could do that if they find Maya first.
You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer.
I have to make the trial last longer? Best I can do is until Tuesday.
If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you got, then you two can draw it out.
Oh, now I get it.
I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we got, just like you.
Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe.
Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance.
Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it.
March 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Okay, who are we listening to first? Any guesses?
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt and Guard.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrienne Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrienne Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape.
Then you're saying that she is guilty after all.
I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card.
What is that? It looks like a shell.
This is the calling card of a certain assassin.
Assassin, you say?
Yes, Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Engard.
A surprising turn of events.
I don't think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor.
I know what's going on this time.
So, I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand.
Oh, right.
I completely forgot that he mentioned that he'll be in court. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Okay, I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid actor star.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry, well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes. I didn't know that. But, you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is enter what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about what you went, why, when you went to Mr. Engard's room.
Okay, sure.
Now surely he's not going to hide anything, right? He's just gonna forget things? Because he's a bit of a silly little guy. Well, big. But, you know, where I'm heading with this, I guess. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Is that the killer he was talking to? That haircut is kinda a bit sassy and a bit familiar looking, wouldn't you say?
Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Engard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy...
What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right?
Much like our dear witness here. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room.
The defendant's room? Why did you go there?
Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop?
Mr. Wright! What is it?
You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you?
Huh?
I know I'm just a poor underpaid actor star, but I'm not the killer!
No one said you were, Mr. Powers.
No, please, don't trick me! Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy.
How meta. Every time? Witness. I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony.
Sorry. So you went to the defendant's room, and then?
Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here?
Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume.
Are you sure that was Matt Engard?
Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then.
If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing, standing in front of his own room?
He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy.
At first? What do you mean by that? I would like to know that too.
As you can tell.
Well, he was in a bellboy-ish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray.
Tomato juice.
Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry.
I guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one. Time is like the commodity that we have an abundance of, obviously. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back.
Hold it!
You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird.
I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So, how long did you watch the two of them?
Not more than a minute or two, I think. So second to last. That was a bit weird. I had guests with me that night and I couldn't make them wait for me.
Hold it!
It was us. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long.
Yeah, 1 to 2 minutes.
I was standing in front of the room, still in his naked samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I know we're full on health, but you know how these things go by now. Before we start pushing evidence, we gotta save. So this is the one that raised some eyebrows and some questions, I guess? Watching for a while, but then giving up and wanting back. But what, though? Let's go through these things real quick. Was it Maya pushing? Was it? Because we never got to use the map. And I guess it's gonna be something about, like, the ETA of how long it took him, like, going from here to back to the thing, maybe? And how come we didn't notice? Maybe that? Let's try the... should we try it here? Should we try it on the other thing? What was the other thing? Gonna make them wait for me. Let's try on here, maybe? I don't know. That's the only thing that seems to make sense at the moment, at least. Because then it's just all the murder stuff, correct? And the listening in stuff as well. Let's try the map.
Objection!
Nope. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction. No, it doesn't. Good. Yeah, should we try on this one then?
Objection!
No. Still no, huh? Okay. Well, now is a good reason to load in, because that's almost half of our points. Not the best start. Not seeing what we are supposed to lead with. Straight out of the gate. Let's think. I was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. Should we go with the bellboy? Angle for a worse time. Back to Matt's room. Should we try it on going to the Matt's room? The map? Again, at least it's the thing that makes some sense in this context. But maybe it's not.
Sorry, Judge.
I was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume.
Could it be the bellboy? And him giving the tip. What could have been the tip? Most definitely don't know that just yet. Profiles? The butler. The bellboy. The legend. The killer. Well, we have met him before for sure.
Objection!
Nope. This evidence clearly means nothing. What could it possibly bloody be? Again. Great start here. Gave up and went back. I guess with me that night, it couldn't make that way for me. Sure couldn't. Could it be something about the costume? Did say he wasn't wearing a mask or whatever. I suppose the mask is detachable. And then there was tomato juice also. Right? Bellboy tomato juice? Let's go.
Objection!
No. Not that either. Anybody has any ideas? Preliminary ideas?
Hold it!
Let's look at this again. Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure he was wearing his samurai mask. Can't be mistaken. And, he was talking to the bellboy.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? Didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Oh, what was that? Only a few minutes ago, you stated. Feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Your Honor, this bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. Well, this didn't happen the first time? You mean about the bellboy, right? What? What? Huh? Didn't we push this? Well, okay, now we have an extra thing. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. Regards tip, bellboy's face? Well, knowing what he looks like, it's probably the face, but can we maybe have both? Just in case we can't have both? You know what we're going to do? The face. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps. Ahem. I hope you know what discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches. Yeah, and it went straight from the tip of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out.
Oh! He was there. At the guard's house.
He was the butler. What is it, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. So that means Edgard was talking with the killer then. If that fact were to be exposed, Edgard would be declared guilty in a blink. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief.
You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What did you just say, Your Honor?
Nothing, Mr. Wright. Nothing. We're just going around and around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony.
Okay. So they want us to play dumb. Interesting. Can we ask about the other thing, though? Was it from here?
Hold it!
So he gave the bellboy a tip. Not the penny pincher. Uh-huh. So like Mr. Powers was surprised by two things. Which one should we ask about? The tip. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash.
A roll of cash? How interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor.
More like a salary.
The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Raise an objection? Wait and see? What's everybody thinking? This is a good angle here. I'm kinda leaning towards wait and see. Because if we raise objection, maybe then we will be even more suspicious? Or maybe the other way around. Maybe us waiting will raise even more questions and the suspicion by extension. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd?
So supposing that roll of wad was not a roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment?
Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida. Shit. Maybe we should have objected.
Then the bellboy, the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin.
Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley, the killer, left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley, the killer.
He is the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the killer.
Really? What wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Well, we kinda did, also?
Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir, right away.
The second time.
I would assume this is when he called Maya to take the call. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. Or maybe not. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Cortez's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. This is all we need for now.
Huh?
But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Ha ha ha. This is no laughing matter. It was a nervous laugh. Cut a guy some slack. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. At least somebody went to that bathroom. And what time was it? Well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8, right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that. And then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time.
You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers?
Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Does that line up with the murder time? It's been so long since we looked at that autopsy report. 8:15. So it kinda is, but also kinda isn't? Like every minute counts in these cases? That's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform, after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of?
Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Cortez's room.
The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Huh. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange, too, wouldn't you?
I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or... Wow. They're really putting us on the line today, aren't they? Should we try and pull a fast one? I don't know what that implies, but here we go. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. Oh, that fast one. But there really is. There really isn't.
Objection!
Wow. If you two are done being school children, just what I was about to say, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one.
It's worth.
Are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious?
I see. Very well, this court recognizes and grants the prosecutor's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir. Is that good or bad for us?
I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of a guest room empty-handed.
Hold it!
So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed?
Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it.
Juice? What kind of juice was it?
I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice.
If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge that bullet on this one for now.
Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it.
Hold it!
Please don't be so quick to judge. Ah, but it's kind of Powers' family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent.
That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if the bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us.
But he really is the assassin, you know.
Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one.
So was it a good idea or a bad idea that we pulled the fast one? Quotation marks. The reader's room. Thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out empty-handed. I mean, there was a tomato juice in that room, wasn't there? Right?
Objection!
So he left it there, just kinda. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But isn't he really suspicious? He got all those stitches and... So, a baseball has stitches. Flawless logic. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here.
I mean, that's not what I presented, but okay. This is the crime scene.
There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on the top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it.
True.
The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Ah! But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
Well... but can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time?
But Mr. Edgeworth!
Yes?
I blame you for leading me down this route!
I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say, empty-hand? Ed? I recall he had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What?
The bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves. Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, huh? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind. Why does take... Boy does this take the bellboy... Make the bellboy look really suspicious. Got there in the end. Alright, got to focus. I can't relax here. So, what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. White. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones.
So, a football is made out of leather. Really going for the ball analogies heavily today, aren't we? Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather? No.
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
Ugh. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh yes, please tell us more.
Okay, are we doing good or are we doing bad? Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. And the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, he went to the bathroom and then went back to my seat.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room.
Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident. I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Boy.
Hey, tonight's hearing something and a half. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying?
Excuse me? I may be a poor underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Bowers?
I'm from the door at the bathroom with my left eye and sort of a sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. So he was following the Majima school of stealth. He gave something to the person inside the room. I said, hold it!
Okay.
That's better. Ahem. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
I should probably ask him one question at a time. Really drag it out. Ask about the person inside. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off?
Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm?
Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Engar's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Engard himself, I'd say.
And then, what did the bellboy do after that?
Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing...
Should we go back and continue asking questions? Roll it back a bit. I said hold it. Still holding it? Yep. Ask about this something. He gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something? Ha ha ha. If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kinda small. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was... No.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. Do I go and ask the last question? Hold it. I said, hey, what a wonderful kind of... Hold it. Don't ask anything, actually. Okay. Should have read that in advance.
So again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue.
A pear-shaped wooden statue? A statue?
Yeah, it kind of looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know.
Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. You're going to have to trust your instincts on this one and take a chance, Phoenix.
Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with your testimony. What did the bellboy do after that?
And the old guy just left without even going into the room. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engard's room?
He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right?
I do.
After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat.
Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of ordinary at the time?
Oh yeah, I saw that one thing.
What? You saw something else?
There was this jittery alien with the ray gun. Who could that possibly be? It was watching one's door like some sort of stalker.
I think we can forget about the alien. Boy, I wish we could. Well, Mr. Powers' testimony just now was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Okay, well, I guess the only thing we can continue on with is the statuette, and the only wooden thing we have in our bag is that bear? Correct? Well, other than the guitar case, but how wooden is that? Wood adjacent. Surely it wasn't the massive bear. Wooden bear, shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts. Objection? What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw... Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt and Guard's mansion.
At the defendant's house? What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelly the killer assassinated Juan Carida in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
And the bear being found at Mr. Engar's mansion would mean?
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Engard is the killer's client.
Whoopsie. Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't showed it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have... I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it's clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. Like, save! Right now. Oops. Like this very moment. And while we do, everybody hide. Your check, posture check, food check, math check, all that stuff. Probably a pretty good time to do it, wouldn't you say? My tea is starting to get cold. Have you been hydrating while I wasn't watching? I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
Powers' testimony, the person who received the bear itself. This is pretty much shooting in the dark. Any of this can go sideways, I feel like. The bear? The person? The testimony? I don't think we can pull much else out of testimony, can we? Middle? Well, we saved recently, so hi-ho. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear.
He gave something to the person inside a room.
Sorry, George. If that's going to backfire, then we're going back and we're going to try one.
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of...
Ah!
A lot of pregnant pauses today.
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remember who took the bear. What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm...
It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it!
You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was Nickel Samurai.
Well...
Order! Order! It looks like you dug your own grave. Yet again.
Guilty. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took the little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt and Guard is the Nickel Samurai, unless... someone who's wearing the pants that are far too big for them.
Thanks to the defense, we made that all the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry!
Now, I will bring this to cross-examination to...
Your Honor.
Again, Mr. Wright, we've already removed all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that.
Save again.
Save, 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 save.
And then save some more.
Right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
Well... Mr. Powers' testimony, of course. Huh? I know! Oops. Your... inanity stupefies me, Mr. Wright. We have already clarified all the questionable points during the cross-examination just now. Wasting time like this, calling the testimony questionable. I'd say it's your head that's questionable here. Happy, George?
Yes, I agree. The cross-examination went smoothly and there was nothing wrong with the testimony.
Hold it!
Now then,
Please, wait.
you're being very persistent today.
Because I can't let it end like this. I know my outburst just now was a little questionable. Questionable indeed. But there really are some questionable points left to discuss, Your Honor. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright.
Well, I guess it's the bear. Trying to pull a gumshoe. Yep, just playing dumb. Or, you know, being genuinely dumb, which is also not a long shot. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright.
This was found at Mr. Engar's mansion. However, Mr. Engar was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh,
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Engar who took this bear to his mansion. Big brain moment.
why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for that defendant to have taken this bear home.
Phew. Disaster averted. Or not. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler. All this time, he was the killer. Oops. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at the Engard mansion as its butler.
What a move!
The bear figurine was brought back to Engard's mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assumed because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, we've drawn it out as much as we could, so... Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all?
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out like this. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? An obvious answer to a very obvious question. But what should we do? Save on here? Let's hear. The defense rests. Phoenix, are you giving up? If you do, Maya will die. And you'll carry that weight on your shoulders every day for the rest of your life. I don't want that to happen to you. Mia, raise an objection, Phoenix.
Oh, now!
There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Engard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
Okay. The real client?
Yes. Tisk tisk. Is this all you have?
Well,
That and 6 HP.
now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. I am scared. Now, truly,
Okay.
who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer?
Old bag. Calling it now. No, can't be. She loves Juan. That would be hilarious because, you know, his initial fear as we started today, it was her, obviously. You know, the more dirt to cover, the better. So let's just make some more dirt.
It was the butler himself.
Surely not going to put Adrian on the line again. No, I don't want to. But who else could it be in this case?
Adrian Andrews,
I'm so very sorry. Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Engard to the crime by wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw,
That could have very well been Miss Andrews. I'm so very sorry, that poor woman.
what about Mr. Engard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. And then, finding this figurine at Mr. Engard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility there. What is it with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell Engard did it. I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something pretty, it's murder of all things.
This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it's strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear?
He's right. The killer did specifically bring that bear to Engard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself now. Oh my god, can we please stop bullying this poor woman?
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Come on, dude. March 23rd, 11:54 a.m.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick! Pearls, where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power?
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Phew, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time.
If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. We just ran out of luck this time. Is all our hope for naught?
A tent?
Huh?
A tent? Could see a circus tent. Who's that? Who's there? It's Mia!
It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya who called for you. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal, the very big circus.
Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about a 300-foot radius from that main tent. Hurry!
And? I could see
see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia?
What else, Mia?
I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so?
I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right?
She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved.
Gumshoe, please hurry.
Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix?
It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Intense stuff. 12 p.m. already. I've been going for a while. Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client.
From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item?
I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit.
Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand.
Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice.
However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Of course I have.
You have seen it before?
That's right. It's only natural that the witness has.
Miss Andrews,
could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets?
All right. Why does she? The bear figurine, let's go!
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart, one piece at a time. It is, at its center, is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
Reminds me of a certain clock. Not that it was a puzzle, but you know, the connection I'm trying to make. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. I wonder if Butts made this one too. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all.
Okay, let's hold it real quick.
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle.
Hold it! A puzzle.
That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
True enough.
To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly?
If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time.
So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see!
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. I bet he had a beard back then too. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it.
So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center, it's a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item.
And how do you know about this?
I know it because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you.
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan.
So it was a present from Miss Andrews.
Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear.
Hold it!
So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle?
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
Well, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken. You really can't tell it's a jewelry box just by looking at it.
Hold it!
Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box?
I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told either anyone, then only the two of us knew.
The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Angard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get out of her. Wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Corita and Andrews knew how to open it. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Well, if we give Judge instructions, he can too. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over this courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews. That went by fast, I'm sorry. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? Is it the suicide note?
What is that? It looks like an oat.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impax.
We finally found it.
Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting. And she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Oh, order! Witness! Did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken to by the killer. Everything is going as Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right, at least that's what I think. Now then, I believe it's only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impacts left to us a record of all that happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Engard. About being engaged to Kurita and Engard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impacts has to say.
There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of this note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt Engard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Yep, got the note. It tells of Engard's horrible misdeeds. It's Engard's fault that woman killed herself. This time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person! And yes, there is slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too. There is no room for doubt here. Mr. The Killer's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to this truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of these. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? Which one indeed? Thoughts? While I hydrate copiously? Excuse me? What are our thoughts? I mean, the note is very obviously very incriminating, correct? So I'm not sure that's going to play out in our advantage. The figurine a bit more vague-ish. I honestly don't know. Let's try the figurine. Let's try the figurine.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. I don't know if it's the correct answer, but, you know. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it? It's like he doesn't care that they're trying to get a killer off the hook. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Kurita. At the request of his client, of course.
So, what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. the Killer's client was Matt Engard. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. You can't tell by just looking at it that this bear is really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt Engard thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there is no reason why Mr. Angad would ever want a jewelry box like this.
Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently.
Did we mess up?
I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying, but it wasn't the wrong bear.
Spying?
What the... I thought that spy camera was in my possession.
Was I pickpocketed?
Matengard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Querida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt and Guard.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. Yeah? But this camera that I have is not that the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this.
Gumshoe's bug sweeper.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matengard's fingerprints were on there?
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Angard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey, what's that lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that man the bat killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so, ew, nasty. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next is running away like a frightened child work? Boy, I wish. I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case. But in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There is a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? I want to make it too easy for us, huh, game?
Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
Never too soon to save, is what I say. What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor. I don't know what about, but... was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
Better? Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So, you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Which piece of evidence? This piece of evidence?
This piece of evidence?
This piece of evidence? I mean, it was found in the manor. Right? Could it be this? Let's try. Let's try. Just go for all of them. We have plenty of time.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed. But I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter.
Whoops. Mr. Wright, after this trial is over, I would like to see you in my chambers. I think there are very few things we need to discuss.
Yes, Your Honor. If you're going to speak, at least use your brain to make up something intelligible. Intelligible? Intelligible. So you're telling me that I forgot something. Well, I'm not forgetting to load. You know, we'll need the rest of our health for the next half of the trial, right? So I would rather, you know, stick to it. Present evidence. Maybe I shaved. I should have shaved a little bit closer to this whole thing.
Objection!
So we don't have to go through this stuff again. This is not like you at all. You've forgotten one important thing. I'm going to save on top of this. Is that what I just said? Yep, sure is. Something you really should examine. No. Could it be? Surely not. Has he even seen this transceiver before? I don't think so. It has to be something that he's already seen, correct? Could it be one of the, you know, spying bits? Again, off the top of my head, not entirely confident in any of these. The bear? Again? Take that bear!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
Nope. Nope, not that. Again, it could literally be any of these pieces that he hasn't examined enough. Right? Surely not the puzzle box again. They have a habit of, you know, making us examine the same thing multiple times in this particular game. This bear? Nope. Not this bear, but this game makes me paranoid, as you can tell. Oh heck. Not the bear number 1, not the bear number 2. Let's try the tech stuff. Next. I would like to present my attorney's badge, but now's not the time to play around. Nope. not that either. Well, good to know. Down the list we go, everyone. Let's do it as quick as possible. If nobody has, you know, suggestions, of course. If you would like to suggest we check something, you are welcome to voice your opinion. This exactly almost the same camera? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth? Nope. I will laugh my ass off if it's going to be the autopsy report. Wouldn't that make you feel so nostalgic? Could it be the card? We're kind of trying to avoid the card at all costs and anything that is related to it, so I guess not. This is... Is it something painfully obvious that I'm not seeing? Because that happens a lot lately. I've noticed. The photograph? Look at it! Nope. Not the photograph either. Shame we can't examine our brain matter, or gray matter, in court. For everyone to see how empty it is. The suicide note. Maybe? I guess we kinda glanced over it. Glazed, rather. And what do you know? Correctamundo.
That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right?
I can't speak anymore, I'm sorry. Who knows? I guess we had the shortest looks out of all of the stuff in our bag at it, because it's so new. I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed! Oh! So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed.
True, fair. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be...
Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you!
Objection!
Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
Objection!
But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt and Guard. I didn't know such thing.
Objection!
Right. If you're going to pronounce the suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Objection!
Nope. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented the scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Ah!
That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, It seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it to another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis by butt? That's just the lawyer trying to buy some time. Vanguard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 Guilty!
What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Hello? Gumshoe? What is with him? And what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal, but the two of them were already gone.
This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we didn't. We don't have any more. Guilty! 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 Do you hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and...
Oh! What is it? Let me talk to you, Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
This time, I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
Can you really obtain your result in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and then reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
March 23rd, 2:04 p.m. Defendant court, defendant lobby number 3. Right. Well, what's going on with my situation? The killer, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? I can't find her in that time. Did you find her? Did you find her? Report! Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out! Right. It looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get by. A few things? Can you use any of them as evidence?
Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over.
Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get into too much trouble over this. Next time we'll be bailing out Gumshoe out of prison, aren't we?
With my hunk of junk car, I'd say we'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Alright, just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission, and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Yep, what I said.
Items left by the murderer. Huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this.
Is the building collapsing? Did Gumshoe run into the building of this car? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me! No one can stop me.
What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What? What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them.
No, we can't let that happen.
Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance.
Why oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now?
Is there any way to find out exactly where he is in this moment?
Wow. Okay, game. Putting me on the spot like that? During my 30-minute break?
Well...
maybe there is a way?
That's right, there is a way! What?
How?
I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this.
The walkie-talkie? Right? Maybe? That was the only thing I can think of, at least. Correct? Correct?
Right, we're not in the middle of a mock trial here.
I guess this won't work, huh?
I guess it's up to me. Alright, I will think of something on my end. Don't get your hopes up too high, but I'll try my best. Did I say something wrong? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what am I doing now? I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, defense Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict.
The prosecutor Edgeworth here?
Yes, Bailey. There
There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do.
I know it says to be continued, but I kind of want to go back and try to find what's the correct item is. Well, it's a person, not an object. Person? Who's the person? Maybe if it was dog? We could use dog again, maybe? That would be nice. I mean... Are you thinking Von Karma? Because, you know, of the beeping as she approaches? But do we have time to go to the hospital to fetch her? There's another question. I mean, we can go back and try it. It's safe. Judge? My break is not over yet. I'm going back. That was save point number 10. Let's try, I guess. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find where Gumshoe is through this. Profiles. Her.
Take that!
Why are you bringing up Francisca at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all I have. Francisca. Will she even want to help us? That's another big question. Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. Yep. Phoenix Wright definitely chooses death. Well, there you go. A better outcome, one would hope. Oh, you're just following a guide, I see. That's why. Well, I guess I managed to put 2 and 2 together. We kind of were heading into that direction because we, you know, pulled out the walkie-talkie first. Because I was thinking about the beeping part. And lo and behold, we got there in the end. Thanks for the tip. And there we go, half hour later. Or in our case... some 3 days later? Yep, definitely calling it here. Good spot to stop. Who knows how long the end is going to take. Most likely the usual 2.5 hours? Maybe even more, because it's such a grand finale. But yeah, how's everyone enjoying the case so far? Again, this is the best one in the sequel, I think. Pretty good. Like how they turned the things on the head with the powers. That was an interesting choice. But yes, we are going to call it now because it's getting rather late on my end. I hope you had a good time. With this, with all of these things rapidly heading towards the end. Right then, everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope the weather is nice, because here it's total and complete chaos. We don't know what to expect in the next half hour, basically. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a lovely start of the next one. And we'll hopefully finish this on Tuesday. Until then, goodbye.